started in 1986. The doors opened here, and things have not stopped since in terms of growing and meeting the needs of women, who are facing some tough issues, tough decisions, dealing with pregnancy, sexual lifestyle, and even sanctity of human life. And so we're blessed to be able to be here every single day and meet some wonderful people.
I think for me, the greatest joy is the privilege of being Christ's hands and feet, and sitting with a client who may come in and be very nervous, scared, walls up, not trusting, and to have that privilege of watching what God does, and you can see Him putting His finger on her heart in the way that she softens or may share things that she has never shared with anybody else sometimes.
What PSC is about is relationships. And so our leaders try very hard to make sure that we get it and understand we are about building and fostering healthy relationships, whether that means sitting down with a client and talking about a marriage situation, or sitting in the boardroom during a staff meeting and say, okay, let's work on building our relationships. And all of that filters down through the rest of the ministry.
When clients come into this facility and their boyfriends and their husbands and their moms and et cetera, their friends, oftentimes they're skeptical about what it is that they're going to experience here. By the time they've met with a counselor, they've recognized genuine interest and concern. Sometimes then a second visit, a third visit, and before you know it, we have a friend.
I first heard about PSC because a coworker of mine volunteers with PSC, and I had suffered a miscarriage and was dealing with mourning that loss, and she just strongly encouraged me to come and meet with Fern and PSC and what they might be able to help me with. And I was still trying to have a child. And by the end of the lecture series, I suspected that I was pregnant. We got bad news that my baby was trisomy 18, which is a very rare genetic chromosomal disorder, and it's incompatible with life. So geneticists and other doctors encouraged would be a very acceptable decision to terminate my pregnancy. We bought her plot, we planned her burial, everything while I was carrying her. So I was mourning her death my whole pregnancy. But God really worked a miracle. My baby was born alive. She looked beautiful. We were in the NICU for a couple days, and we went home with Ayla. And I was able to care for Ayla and hold Ayla for 2.5 months. Because of her heart defects, her heart rate was always all over the place. We had been watching the oxygen saturations go down and just kept going down. We knew she was in heart failure. And so I immediately screamed to my mother-in-law, who was asleep on the couch, and told her to go get Doug and my husband, and he came down right away, and that was her last breaths. I wanted her to be buried in. I had a seamstress use my wedding gown, and we made her a dress from my wedding gown, because that's what a lot of times mothers do, is they pass that on to their child. While I have definitely very empty and aching arms here on earth, I look forward to the day when I get to hold my baby again and see her again in heaven. Spirituality always came out in the conversation with Ayla, and I thought that was very unique, and very special, and that told me immediately that I knew Ayla was special, but that she was definitely God sent. He had chosen Ayla to be his little angel, and she's our little angel now too. If I had to repeat this, I've been asked, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I don't regret my decision. It was the best decision that we have ever made. And she was a blessing to me. I mean, there was a lot of pain. There's still a lot of pain. But she was a blessing to my family and I. The women and the people that work here are wonderful, and they very much care, and they will go to all ends, both professionally and personally, to reach out and to help them. I feel that that's their mission.
The most important thing that we do here is we help people have encounters with love. And the scripture says that God is love.
If I were to say anything that is important today, it's not about me. It's not about any staff person here. It's not about a client's testimony. It is about the heart of God on this issue. And we need to be available to these women who are making these tough decisions, to walk with them down that road, to maybe walk with them through the adoptions appointments and choices that they're going to make. And we need to have donors, we need to have board members, we need to have volunteers who do this with us. It's way too big for just a staff of women to accomplish. So that's what I'd love you to know, that no matter who you are watching this, whether you're sitting in a church on a Sunday morning, you're sitting with us at an event, wherever you are seeing this, we could use you. We could use your hands, we could use your heart. And it's all to serve God, who gets the glory.